Right, of course, Niklas is a titan of the game. He has been an absolute regional hero in the area where I'm from, so he was always at regionals a few years back, and it was definitely a player that you did not want to face in those. And we're seeing that Marco gets to start with a Maiden of White. We haven't seen that start in a while from him. Usually that's an Aether Barrel. Does he not have the Primate engine here?
Maybe, but I mean, it is a start. It's not a bad start whatsoever, so maybe this is good enough. Also, we have seen Niklas in the featured match of top 8, and one of his decisions to play as hand interactions is the Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion. And Leo, walk me through it. How well does that interact with the Blue Eyes deck? Is there a moment where you can really confidently use that?
So I think the problem with this card in that matchup is that there's like 20 ways of summoning the same monsters back from the graveyard. So yes, you will be able to use the Ghost Spell and do something with it. But
this is not a prime target for a Ghost Spell, but for the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Marco, not the hometown hero, struggling, setting 2 cards, no monsters, and Niklas' turn it is.
Yep, Niklas is just facing 2 back row there. There was a Fuwalos discarded by Marco already. Oh, that is so tough. And Niklas, he is playing basically the most consistent deck in the format. There's 20,000 starters for that deck. And if it's so hard to stop this deck. So many different card combinations. But if you have only non-engine, it's sometimes really tough.
Surely it's a level 4 monster. And it's a pretty good one with the Ice Ryzeal being the normal summon of choice here.
Ice, baby, that's a start. Niklas is trying to special summon out another Ryzeal level 4 monster from the deck, starting his combo off and infinite impermanence. You have to here. You have to immediately use this. Now there is the big question. Does Niklas have good extender for this? Because that's not something... Oh, Habakiri is revealed. That is absolutely massive. You need to negate this. He can't negate this. And now something like an impermanence doesn't help you anymore. Maybe a Purge. Purge could be the saving grace for Marco here when Saji is activated. Does not look like it.
It does really indeed not look like it. Interestingly enough, he could have also decided just to summon out the Saji and then tribute the Ice Ryzeal, but we have decided to just summon out the Saji and then tribute it right away.
Then you're actually losing to impermanence. Yeah. That's actually the lose con.
True, true. So Niklas did not even think about it for a second, and we are searching with the Saji, and we got the Mitsurugi Ritual, carefully activating it into a column where no infinite impermanence was activated in previously.
Yep, and to be fair, if he played it in the set card zone, then that wouldn't have hurt as well, because the ice is already negated, so you can't use another impermanence there.
That is true. So we're using Mitsurugi Ritual now in the way that we were using the materials from the deck and summon the Amino Habakiri from the deck, from the hand. I mean, that already activated its effect, so it's fine to just get it out of the hand now.
Kusanagi and Aramasa are being used, so we get to add another monster and the ritual from the hand back as well. And now Niklas, of course, can use the ritual again to tribute perhaps even the Habakiri from the field exactly to summon out a Mitsurugi monster from the deck to ritual summon the Ame no Murakumo no Mitsurugi, and that one is getting crazier and crazier because there's only 1 card left in Marco's hand and 1 set card.
Like, I don't even know whether he has a card left in hand, to be honest.
The
way he's sitting there, he doesn't feel like
he's done that before. He's done that before, and there was like a card lying on there. So he likes to put his cards down. We can just count, actually.
It is 5, I think. Yeah. Oh, there it was. We saw there is a card in hand.
Yeah, okay. All right, so this is a card that... Oh, that's the handshake already, because that's too much.
There we go. Marco, let's hope for a stronger start than he had in Game 1, because Game 1 he was stopped quite easily. A Lordly Load or an Aether Barrel. That's what we had all tournament long. Do we have it again here?
I think that's an Aether Barrel.
Yes.
It's in the perfect column because he always summons it to the way left. I don't know why I realized this, but this is a pattern that he does.
I tend to do the same. Sometimes you just you are trying like to play around certain things, just not summon it in the Anima column, of course, and then you just tend to go to the far left because why not?
Yeah, same actually.
Yeah, there you go. It's just a pattern that sometimes develops. So we did resolve, set the Lordy Load. Niklas also allows the effect of Spirit now.
That would be a huge Droll and Lockbird, by the way, because the Lordy Load has not been activated. Could be.
Oh, Leo, did you jinx it? There is Droll and Lockbird indeed.
So maybe the Drill Beam is already in hand for Marco, and that's why he didn't activate it. But maybe he also preferred to get the Mausoleum. But if you get Droll and Lockbirded, normal summoning a Sage doesn't really do too much here.
That is true. Marco, what can you do after this? Maybe that loss in game 1 kind of threw him off in general as well. Is he going to be able to still perform a decent enough combo here?
Oh, normal
There is
summon
the
Sage,
Sage.
and that Droll and Lockbird hurt so bad. I think it would be better off to just activate the Lordy Load and accept the Droll and Lockbird with a Drill Beam in hand, but we also still don't know if there isn't maybe another one. Gonna use the Mausoleum to send the Blue Eyes White Dragon Burst Stream of Destruction into the graveyard. And this kind of looks like Spirit Pass, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, at least we get to that. I was about to say, at least that is something that we can get to. And, okay, hold on, though. We are going to do something completely different, apparently, because we go into a second Spirit here, meaning we want another Dragon monster on the field to go into Hieratic Seal.
Yeah, all right. Oh, that makes sense, actually. So the effect, everyone is watching the stream on there. There's a tablet actually on the table, so everyone is quite curious about what is happening right in front of them. Seals pass after the Droll and Lockbird, and I will be honest with you, Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, phenomenal card versus Melis.
It has never been better, it has never been better.
But versus the Ryzeal Mitsurugi deck, I'm not too sure if I love the card that much.
Leo, you activate it quickly, hope for the best, and just pray that that Heretic Seal is in the end enough. And look, Marco he looks like he is praying currently, and maybe he also has a Droll and Lockbird himself, possibly, which could help against the Ryzeal Mitsurugi deck. For the moment, though, the field does not look incredibly impressive, so let's see how Nicklas approaches this.
I'm calling that he summons X. Like, if he summons X now, he's meant to win the tournament.
He has been summoning X a lot, to be fair.
I mean, he's playing Ryzeal, so...
Oh, that works too! Amino, Habakiri, no Mitsurugi. Nicklas definitely has not had no Mitsurugi all tournament long. He has been drawing those Mitsurugi cards like crazy.
Oh, and Ash Blossom immediately on there. And I think that the better point to Ash Blossom is actually when the Saji is in the graveyard.
And that is going to reveal the Masquerade. And I think we are just going to search for Ice Ryzeal or the X Ryzeal here. Oh, Marco. That moment, I think that's a huge giveaway. I think Marco there, by thinking about that, sorta gave up that he's having a Solemn Judgment set.
Oh,
I think purging, you're probably purging that every day.
Yeah,
but I think a Solemn Judgment there is almost definite. And I mean, 7 Tachyon, I think you do not even necessarily want to purge, or Judgment rather, because your opponent just has to put one card back afterwards.
The thing is, yeah, if X is summoned, you might want to Judgment that even, because after that the follow-up is just so incredible. But your Seals is gonna get negated afterwards. There's still a normal summon.
That's true. X Ryzeal special summon. What are we going to put there? It gotta be the Aggregator, right?
Has to. Aggregator will be
Nicklas.
Maybe he's not finding it because he's not picking up the entire stack of extra deck cards that he's having. It's, no,
it is the Mariologic Aggregator.
And Shane blocking, so no Solemn Strike. That seems like no Solemn Judgment as well. Of course, we're going to send this X back to hand. But the good thing about X is that was a special summon. You can just search for the Ryzeal Sword and normal summon out the X. Kind of takes away the Ice normal summon that would follow inevitably, though.
There is a Sword Ryzeal now. Okay. And I mean, now just going after the normal summon maybe with a Solemn Judgment, I do like it, maybe.
But if you Judgment the X, then Sword just gets special summoned out and searches for an Ice Ryzeal, discards the Habakiri from hand, special summons itself out, and then you have an issue. Then you have problems.
Honestly, at this point, probably just wait for the Exceed monster, yeah, just for the Duo Drive.
We've already been in our engine, so the Magna also really, the Surge in the end phase doesn't really do too much. Maybe Marco is playing a Druid's Worm as well. So that is actually a card that is quite useful. This is the Mitsurugi strategy. What else does Nicklas have in his hand to see?
Oh.
If you only have Sword, then you normal summon X tier.
Like if he's thinking about, there's no Ryzeal that he's considering to normal summon instead.
Oh, that's very interesting because you can't special summon X'd out anymore. So
okay, normal summon node. Marco thinking about it. That does get nodded off by Marco.
I think now that you know the X, you're just judgmenting the Sword if you have it.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, good call. I like it.
I think that's there's Habakiri in hand, there's X in hand, there's one card that you don't know of.
I'm totally with you, Leo.
Oh, that's
Effect Veiler on Sword Ryzeal. Okay.
I can kinda see that. What are we doing with the X in hand, though, Nicklas? Why have you decided to normal summon the node?
Okay, we're going into our extra deck. That must mean a rank 4. Marco still hoping there. Look at him. He sees the progressions here.
How did we summon out the X now? Oh, we special summoned the Node, of course, because we had an Exceeds monster in the graveyard.
Oh, obviously.
Yep.
Now that all makes sense. So this is the normal summon now of X Ryzeal. And I mean, now, whatever this is, and if there is Solemn Judgment, I mean, Marco had Solemn Judgment basically in all of his previous featured matches. Is there another Solemn Judgment? If you have it, Marco, yep, you gotta use it on that Tornado Dragon. So no Tornado is going to happen here, and Marco may be actually in a situation where he gets back into this, really.
Yep, there is going to be the end phase surge. You have your blue ice white dragon in the graveyard, so Aether Barrel will be able to special summon itself back out. Habakiri was used already. What's the other card? Oh, Habakiri is sent to the graveyard for Node, of course. Sword is coming in. We know there's nothing on the field that stops this. We have used Node, though, so there is, if you go Duo Drive, I don't think you get a Detonator on the field, so I think that's a Detonator pass. Which
it is Detonator, Leo. You're so right about this.
Niklas will be happy to have acquired this field, and I think that Marco will be like, okay, it's possible. I kind of can handle this, even though chaining Detonator to the Lordy Lord is also going to be crucial.
Yep, okay, we are in the end phase, Leo. So Marco has gotten through this with 4,000 life points remaining, and now in the end phase he can decide for any kind of dragon in his deck. Leo, if he plays Druid's Worm alone could deal with the Detonator, actually.
Yep, that is true. And that is a Druid's Worm added to the hand, so Marco is going to basically have play in this one. Aether Barrel in graveyard, but you've used 2 spirits. We know that you're playing 2 seals here, Marco, so I think you're going to be able to set something up. The thing is that I don't think that you're going to get off Lordy Load. I think you have to start with Druid's Worm and then just crash and just accept that the Detonator is going to pop. Oh, you could chain Detonator to that, right?
What are we doing right now?
Barrel add back.
Yeah, of course.
Activates. I think you could just go after the Lordy Load, and when Druid's Worm activates, you get rid of the Mausoleum, which is huge.
Okay, Marco into the main phase. Seems like Niklas does not even want to do that.
Oh, looks like he just wants to bait out the Talons here. We detach the Node, destroy the Lordy Load. Are we going to see Talons? Are we going to see Thrust?
I mean, Marco, I think, just had to accept that he's going to lose both the Lordy Load and the Mausoleum. There was no way around that. And then the Druid's Worm, worst case scenario, may also be able to be turned into a Typhon, which of course also is pretty great against that Detonator. Let me see. Yeah, we are playing that Typhon too.
But does it count as 2 extra deck summons because we have Judgmented the Tornado Dragon?
Ooh, wait, you're right. There were no 2 extra deck summons.
Yeah. So Druid's Worm is activating right now. Gonna banish. I think he's targeting the Habakiri. I can see that.
But you're right. I mean, we can worst case scenario just attack into the Detonator and then use the effect of Druid's Worm. That will work. Okay.
And you have
Habakiri
to
banished.
Respond to this and destroy the Mausoleum.
Oh, I didn't though.
Yep.
Yo, what's going on there? Why is Niklas holding back on that Detonator activation, trying to destroy the Mausoleum of White? Look at that battle phase, as we were thinking. Attacks into the Druid's Worm effect. Okay, we do negate the Mausoleum of White. No, yeah, Niklas also clarifying. This card does not get destroyed. You just have to be it. You just have to negate it.
So I don't think that we're not gonna be able to, and that's a mistake of Marco, I think. Earlier, activating the Lordy Load, he could have outed this and get the set one destroyed, and then after that, normal summon the Aether Barrel and activate the one that he's setting right now.
True, true. Activating the Lordy Load didn't accomplish a whole lot. I'll give you that.
What you can also do is, I suppose, just set a drill beam here, and then... But wait, what are you doing then? Because you've used 2 spirits in the first turn. So, you...
Just play free, my friend. And he does.
Really?
Yeah, he does play free spirits.
Okay, then that's, I think, a very, very solid choice here. I think you also set a Majesty, so you can not really activate the Mausoleum anymore.
This is so intense, Leo. Marco, the hometown favorite, the Dutchman that's trying to become the Dutch national champion. He is having a real chance in this, and his Blue Eyes deck is putting in the work, but Niklas not giving him an easy time. And there it comes in, Leo. Third Spirit activates its effect, bringing back the Blue Eyes White Dragon from the graveyard now.
Yep, Blue Eyes are looking good there. Only 1 pop for the Majesty. Has the Lordy Load as setup. What can Niklas find here? Because if he finds Ice Ryzeal from the top, that's massive. Only 1 in deck left.
It is.
Oh, he has 2 in deck left, right? He didn't even go through Ice.
Nope. 7th Tachyon once more, and Marco has to not revealing that Masquerade. Another one it is, and that can just get us to that valuable X Ryzeal again.
Yep, X is being searched here, and I think that at this point you're just sending the twins to the graveyard, special summon out back the detonator, and it's looking so good for Niklas right now, because now he has multiple cards already that help him advance his game state. Oh wow!
Eclipse Twins 1. Or rather, X Ryzeal 1, Eclipse Twins 2, and look at that, Detonator and Tornado Dragon are being targeted. This looks huge for Niklas.
Yep, Niklas is definitely having the time of his life right now, because Marco, he has... I mean, at this point, you just need to wait with the Majesty for a King of the Feral Imps, right? But the King of the Feral Imps doesn't accomplish anything because you used Habakiri already.
Yeah, that's fair.
So what does the Ryzeal engine do now? I mean, you go duo drive at some point, right?
Oh, Marco? Marco is thinking about just immediately going for that Majesty, I think.
Also, the good thing for him is that the Blue Eyes White Dragon has a lot of attack points. Now we get the twins back as well.
Sword Ryzeal is the last card in hand for Niklas. And it's also going to search for another Ryzeal straight from our deck.
I think what you do here is use Castel. If you're playing Castel, you try to target the Blue Eyes White Dragon so that Majesty has nothing to show anymore, and you force it out that way.
Yeah, I can see it for sure. Let me see. Is there even a Castel in the extra deck? There is no Castel in the extra deck. Nope.
Unfortunate.
But there is a rank 4, and instead we are going for Ryzeal Duo Drive. That now seems like a spot where I would definitely be trying to activate that Majesty.
Yeah, you kind of have to there.
And there it is.
Is gonna give a big duo drive effect though, and we have the Ice follow-up if I'm not mistaken. Don't even know if we have another target for Ice in deck, to be honest.
It's getting definitely very, very slim there in terms of Ryzeal monsters left in the deck.
Right, we've used 2 X, 2 Sword.
Yeah.
Node.
I think you might be right, but there's a handshake.
There's the handshake.